Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today we're going to be going over part 2 of our hoop coop build, chicken hoop coop build. So yesterday I wasn't able to film because I forgot my camera outside and it got wet. So I had it all apart, drying out, and thankfully it is working today. So I'll go back and show you what I worked on yesterday. So we had to level it up, and as I had showed you previously, our ground is very uneven. So we had to really lift it up on the back side and especially down here in the corner here. So to do that, we used blocks, leveled everything up, and then I had 2x12s it required for this corner down here because it was so high. So the back side has a 16-foot 2x12 running the entire distance. And then I had a partial one that we cut down for this end. So it's going to be kind of high for me to step into this side, this end. Now this side, since it is on the high side, I still needed 2x8s. So I still need to go back and add more screws. There are not enough screws in it, but I wanted to get it up. This I had to cut in 2 pieces because it goes uphill so much that I was going to leave another big gap. This piece here is just sitting here. It is not cut down yet. I want them all cut down so that they're even here for putting on the hardware cloth over and the predator guard on the outside that will come down the outside and out a couple of feet. And that's so something cannot dig under it. I've heard horror stories of rats getting into coops and killing chickens. And I do have mice that get into the coops, but not rats so far, and I'm trying to keep it that way. Again, this end I had to use 2x12 on the far corner here. That was a piece I had left, and then I was able to use a 2x8, and Eddie's there laying in the grass. Again, this end and that other side I need to add a bunch of screws. So today I need to get this last piece here cut down. I was working till late last night on this. It was so hot and humid. Today's supposed to be a little bit cooler and a lot less humid, so hopefully I'll have a good day getting work done. So as I mentioned, I just need to do this board here, and then I'm going to be laying the floor. Now, a change that I ended up having to make to the coop. This coop originally was only going to be 6x8, which would have been this board here. Well, I tried to take this board out here, and these long sides pulled apart. So instead, the coop is going to be 8x8, which is bigger than I wanted or really needed, but it'll be fine. It'll be used. It just means that the run's going to be shorter. Now the run's only going to be 8 feet, which I really wanted it bigger. But my goal for these is I'm going to put a door down here to get in and empty, redo their water and stuff, because they'll have to have a big water in it. And once they get used to the coop, I'm going to try and use an electrified netting to put out here so that they'll have more room to roam. But for now, they'll have the coop, and it's a lot bigger than what they have now. the 8x8 Coop and an 8x8 Run. Okay, so I got to do morning chores. Okay, I had that last board for the side marked, and I'm going to go ahead and get it cut. So all of these boards for the frame are pressure treated wood because they will have ground contact. Yay. All right now. Okay, let's get these all screwed in. I always push down on them and do the ends, one in each end to start with, because I want to make sure that it's going down into the ground as far as it can to avoid gaps. Oops, gotta change. Now on the boards that have a lot of weight on them because they're way up in the air, I did these screws about every 3 to 4 inches, and I did them in a W pattern or a zigzag pattern up and down. But because on this side, it really doesn't have this end, this corner is basically down on the ground, even with the original 2x6s. I'm just going to do them about every foot. Okay, for on the ends and the corners, because that far corner is up in the air so much, I want to use the 5-inch screws. I have 3 boards I'm going through, and this is going to be under the coop, but they won't go through the boards. They'll be fine. But I want to make sure that those boards do not pull apart with that weight. Okay, I need to mark where my floor joists are so that I know where to put the screws when I get my flooring down. And I need to do the same thing on the other side. I sent my husband on an errand to town, so he's not here to help me. I am going to try really hard to walk this piece of plywood over there, but it is pressure treated plywood because it's going to be close to the ground and the moisture coming up from the ground. So I'm going to try, but I might not be able to. No laughing. Square it. So I need to wait for my husband to get home and ask him what we do now. I don't know if we can still square it. It's going to be awful heavy and it's pretty much in place, so I'm thinking not. We might just have to deal with it. But I want to wait and see what he says. Okay, so Wade came home and helped me. We put a stake in this corner so it won't move forward, and he hit it a few times with the four-wheeler and got it squared up. So I was able, with his help, to get the plywood in. It's all laid in place, but now I got to go back and screw it all down. And then I need to get that other board and notch it for the front so the chickens can't go under the floor and get stuck or die. So I have marked on the boards in a couple places so I can kind of tell where those floor joists are. Plus I have it on the outer boards to help line me up. So I'm just going to put screws in about every foot. And we put the smoothest side of the plywood up because I am going to put linoleum down. I always like to put linoleum on the floors of my coop because it helps to keep it so much cleaner. And then I can, when I clean it out once or twice a year, I can just scrub the floors. And the smell won't go into the plywood that way. Okay, so I have the floor all screwed down now. So next I need to cut a notch out of this board. It is a 8-foot 2x8, and that's what I'm going to put on the chicken runs inside up against the floor so that they don't go under the floor and get hurt. Oops. Okay, That'll keep them from going under. I'm still going to have to put something here in this little dip. Okay, so I forgot I have to build this inside wall to the coop first, because guess what? I have to do that, measure those boards by having them stick through, and I have to be able to fasten them from the top. So, let me go get some more zip ties, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Just a moment for you. Okay, here's one. Oh no, why am I too short now? Oh, I'm And then I'll use the parts I'm cutting off to get 23.75 inches for up at the top. And I'm just going to tack one at the bottom of the door. It's not going to stay there, just to make sure I'm keeping the even distances. Okay, so recap of today. We did get the floor leveled up, or the whole thing squared up. Was able to get the floor down. It's all screwed down. Framed in the doorway for this end. That's the door that actually goes in the coop. I'll have to build another one just like it for the other end, because with us having to raise it this much to level it out, I'm not going to be able to climb in and all through that to clean it out. So I'll need a door at the other end for when I clean it out. Both ends will have hardware cloth put on them, and I will be putting hardware cloth over the whole thing. That way, if anything ever rips through the tarp, they still can't get the chickens. I also built in this little corner here, nothing fancy, but that's going to be filled up with sand. They like to dust in the sand, and we just got a decent little load. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I still need to edit and everything so I can get it uploaded tomorrow. It probably won't hit in the morning at 6 a.m. because I'm not going to go and do it in the middle of the night sitting outside the library tonight. I always have to go to town to upload our videos, so please be patient with us. If you're enjoying this type of video, please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed, please check, because I have heard from several of my subscribers that YouTube has unsubscribed them. So please double check and make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Have a great day.